Hello everyone, Namaste. Now the lockdown phase is over. Life is limping back to normalcy and people are resuming all of their activities except schools and colleges. Everything is almost normal now. So people ask a very common question. Sir, can we go ahead with the functions that we had planned before? Maybe a puja, wedding or a ceremony? The answer is yes, but you need to be careful because people also ask when will the pandemic be over in India. The answer is very difficult to give. So the best thing is if you can postpone or if the function can wait, great, for at least another 2 3 months. And if not, definitely you can go ahead with the function following certain guidelines. And I call it as COVID protocol for functions. So I have three components for this. The first component is the place component, second one is the people component, third one is the precautions component. All are P's, so it is very easy to remember. Now first question is the other component is the place. uh, the common question is, sir, can we do the function at home or should we do it in the function hall? The answer depends upon the scale of the event. If it is a small puja where you are planning to invite less than 10 or 15 people other than the family members, then for house is fine. And if our house is a big villa, 50, 80 villa or a big house, then up to 25, 30 people can be invited. But please keep in mind that do not invite all people in the same time. Give them different time slots for 10, 10, 15 people, one time slot, and request them to come in that slot so that there is no overcrowding. This is called as the staggered invitation. So invitees come in a staggered way. They will have their food, they will offer their pujas, they will meet you, and they will go out. But if the number of invitees is less than 20, 25, then it is better always to opt for a function hall. Then which kind of a function hall is best for the function? So as far as possible, if you can do it in an open area with a shamiana, that is great. Otherwise, if you want to use a closed space, see that the space has enough adequate ventilation and lighting, no AC, all windows and doors are open. And if possible, see that there is a negative pressure facility, like you can have a series of uh, exhaust fans installed, or you can choose a hall where you have the exhaust fans. Some people will ask, can we have air purifiers? So not mandatory, but if you can afford and if you can have one, rent out one air purifier for the function duration, that is fine. 15, 10 to 15 air exchanges per hour will definitely reduce the possibility of transmission of virus because the droplets are washed away by these air purifiers. And another important component is the disinfection of the hall before and after the function, sometimes even during the function if the duration is of prolonged duration. So one day before you can disinfect the hall, and even after, before vacating, you can disinfect. See, how do we disinfect the hall? You can have sodium hypochlorite spray in the hall, uh, in the kitchen, toilets, surrounding area, including the parking lot. You can use 0.5% sodium hypochlorite solution. Either you can prepare it or it is available in the outside in the medical shops, pharmacy also. You can bring it. You can use some small or medium sized handheld sprayers to spray this. You can use 7 grams of good quality bleaching powder in 1 liter of water, which will give you 0.5% sodium hypochlorite solution. It's a very effective disinfectant killing the virus. And you can prepare the quantity depending upon your need. So this is about the place. Then about the people, there are two types of people who attend the function. One kind is invitees, the other one is the support staff who are going to help us in organizing the function. Let us look at the invitees. So make a list of invitees, less the better. And then you have a detailed profile of the invitees well in advance, and also you request them to disclose their health status. There are three types of people possible. One is COVID infected and cured people. Another is COVID non-infected people. The third category is pre-symptomatic people. This is the most important category. That means high-risk people like COVID warriors, people who have met a known case or who are taking care of a proven case as of now should not be part of the function. And people who are cured, fine, they can come because they will not infect. But if they are cured for more than 14 days after the first day of infection, if they have already spent 14 days, it is fine. People ask this question: if somebody has crossed 10 days, can they attend the function? As per the scientific evidence, we say that the virus is not transmitted after 10 days of infection, but still I would recommend 2 weeks or 14 days from the day of onset of symptom. Then you should have a list of vulnerable population like elderly population, very young children, pregnant women, people with certain conditions like cancer, cardiac problems, medical kidney disease and dialysis, etc., bronchial asthma. All these people are vulnerable population, and how many of your invitees belong to this category should be known in advance. And their traveling and accommodation should be taken note of. Too much of traveling is not advisable, so people from far off places should not be ideally invited, and where they are going to be accommodated should also be taken care of, should be kept in mind. Then the second kind of people are the support people, the caterers, the purohits, the decorator team, the cameramen, the drivers and cleaners. So screening of these people is mandatory, both active and passive. What is active? On the day of function, you will screen for their temperature, and even before you will ask for symptoms for positive COVID positivity in the past. All this information is mandatory, and then you are going to provide them masks, sanitizers, gloves and gowns. They may say that we have our own set, and they may charge extra for that also. That is what is happening now. But ideally you should tell them that they should use the material protective equipment that you are going to give them, because the quality is assured. But if they are explaining to you and demonstrating you that the quality that they are bringing is equally good, then there is no fine, they can go ahead. But this is mandatory, and these are the people who spread the infection most of the time, because every day they are attending one or the other function. So you need to be very careful in screening, and less number of people should be there. That is very important, and they need to be observed throughout the course of the function. That I'm going to tell you later on in the precautions component. Next, coming to the precautions component, one is the you should be very careful about the washroom, toilet, and taps, because washrooms are the chambers of infection as per the evidence that we have got. So it is very important that you disinfect these washrooms and toilets with the either the sodium hypochlorite solution one day before, or you can use the Lysol solution and phenyl or iodine solution on the day of function also. Or you can use sanitizers also. There are different sanitizers which are exclusively for disinfecting toilet and washroom, and taps are available. You can use them also, and you can also use the veggie sanitizers. That means veggie sanitizers means sanitizers which are used for washing the fruits and vegetables that you are using for your function. And if you don't have it, you can also use potassium permanganate solution, which can be used to wash off the vegetables and fruits and other raw materials that you are using, so that the virus, if at all, if there is any, is going to be destroyed. Then it is better to provide masks and hand sanitizers to all the invitees at the entrance only. Good quality masks and sanitizers with the logo of the function can also be there if you want, but it is better to give them N95 mask, because after all you are spending a lot of money, and some more expenses on these are going to give you rich dividends in terms of preventing the transmission of infection. And the scanning of the thermal scanning using the infrared thermometer can be done. People who have higher temperatures can be requested to stay in one place, and then you can find out what can be done by consulting the doctor or testing their temperature again after some time. So in some functions, I have seen people using chambers, spray chambers. All the invitees walk through these chambers where the 360 degrees from all around, they will be sprayed with a disinfectant. But now this has been proven to be less effective, and it is dangerous also, because some of the people are allergic. You have seen some people having severe rashes and respiratory symptoms and getting admitted to the hospitals after going through this chamber. So please avoid these things. And arrangement of chairs in fixed places, at least 6 feet apart, is very important inside the function hall. So people say that after all it is a social gathering and we want to socialize, no problem. We are not talking about social distancing, we are talking about physical distancing here, at least in this function. So please keep this in mind. And entry of details of all invitees and support staff in the register. So one person who should be designated for this at the reception counter, where you write the name of the person, age, gender, address, for contact number, one or preferably two contact numbers, and email ID if there is any. And you can write the Aadhaar number also. You can request the invitees to bring their Aadhaar numbers to the function or collect it in advance. It is very important, because in case somebody develops the infection, you can furnish the details of all the people who attended the function to the health authorities. So it will help them in tracing the contacts and doing the necessary things in preventing the spread later on. So please keep this thing. It's a very important thing. Then the other precautions are, preferably let us keep our functions gift free. Better not to give and accept the gifts. And no sharing of cell phones for photography or looking at the pictures or WhatsApp messages. So there is no sharing. And I would say you should keep the duration as minimum as possible. So I say that 2020 version is better than the test version of the cricket, no? So similarly, it is better that you wind up the function at less than 3 to 4 hours, and at the most 6 hours. Lesser the duration, better in terms of preventing the possible transmission of the infection. And waste management is also very important. You should keep bins at regular places to dispose the masks, gloves, and other protective devices, if any, so that you keep them in safe custody and hand it over to the appropriate authorities as per the guidelines. And you can have a designated area or room. If somebody develops illness suddenly, you can place them in that room and call for medical help. So it is also better to have a doctor on call for your function. And as far as the food that is served in the function is concerned, avoid all the uncooked food like chutneys, food prepared from the milk, curd, and all, and ice creams should be avoided. So also avoid the buffet format of eating. Better that the thalis are there, which are taken away by the invitees, and they have their food in with physical distancing. And you can also have parcel facility where they if they are not comfortable, they can take away the parcels and have their food at their homes if they are from the same place. And prasadam can also be distributed in that way. And then there should be observers which who are designated for various places, like our zones, like one observer for kitchen and toilet, and one observer for the main hall where the function is taking place, and one observer for the storeroom and the dining hall, and another for the entrance and the parking. Their job is to prevent the high risk behavior. They have to look at the CCTV footage if it is there, and identify the places where people are clustering together, crowding up, crowding together, shaking hands and socializing too much. Kindly go to those places. Try to request those places people to avoid physical contact as far as possible and wear the mask as far as possible, even during photography, or at least in the uh, not during if not during photography, at all other times they are having their mask covering their nose as well as mouth. Request all the invitees to download Arogya Setu app and keep the Bluetooth open, so that you will know how many people are there who may be at risk around you. So, and also continue to do that even after you go out of the function. Request them. And then follow up of attendees after the function is also important. Call them up after 3 days, after 7 days, and find out if there is any health issue, and if so, try to inform the other people also who might have come in contact with the person who has developed the symptoms, so that they will also go in for quarantine or any other necessary thing that may be necessary, that may be required based on the doctor's advice. And then live streaming or sharing of the recordings can be done for people who cannot attend the function. And as I told you before, a doctor on call will definitely help. And COVID education material can be displayed in the function hall, or it can be flashed in the TV screen whenever possible. So these are some of the most important precautions which can be taken so that the transmission of infection is minimized during the function. So wish you all a safe event or function. Thank you very much, and let us all beat COVID together. Thank you.